If you guys still don't know who's inside the studio, Honeybee.
It is Samini.
Yeah.
The one. The legendary.
The legend.
The one and only.
And if you're talking about Ghanaian legends, Express, please tell them about Ghana legends. You know the Ghana legends. If you don't know the Ghana legends, I'm phoning your mom and saying, Auntie, what have you done to your son?
Nothing.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The one and only Batman Samini is Batman.
I tell them about all the legends what came.
You know what? There's legends like Daddy Lumba, what's his name? There's Kechu coming up there, Amachi, the brand here, you know, all of those. But the one and only Samini, he's the one that he's always been up to date, you know. He doesn't get out of time, on point all the time. He moves with the time.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't get left behind. So.
And you heard the songs what you played now, and name the songs what you played.
You know, our old school one, Linda, one of the greatest hits. Every Ghana party that you go to, you must hear this song. Wedding, house party, wherever you go, you have to hear that song.
And I dated my fair share of Ghana girls, and I've heard that in their mummy's party and auntie's parties. And I was like, when I heard it back there, I was like, wait. Bro, these songs are banging. so Samini,
yeah, man.
Talk to me. Yeah, Ghana boy.
Yeah, man.
Ghana man. The original Batman.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So tell me something like I want to tap into something was close to me. Are you in the Rasta culture? That's the question. Or do you embrace the living?
I must say yes. I do embrace the living, and I grew up fairly on some of the principles. As you know, coming up, we were, you know, privileged to meet some elders and get introduced to some elders who had moved down to Ghana to repatriate. So we got to learn the foundation of growing up and learning about religion and its limits and, you know, spirituality and its also and its ways as well. I realized that you have to embrace a broader world than just trying to impose your ways on people. So being an entertainer, stage becomes not the place for me to want to tap into someone's ways of worship or how someone, you know, relates to the maker. You know, yeah.
Because the first song that is first played, like,
Odo.
Thank you, sir. What's it called?
Odo.
Odo.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the meaning of that?
Odo means love.
Love me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start busting that one. Take your girl, yo. Odo.
I know you.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Exactly. It's also a pleasure and an honor to be connected with you because, you know, back in the days when internet was a load of rubbish, we could not be doing this. And the power of the World Wide Web and having people who create websites and, you know, these type of things to make people connect is such an amazing thing, and especially that we connected through social into Instagram. You know what I mean? And obviously you checked me out, I checked you, I know about you, you checked me out to make sure, because I know every artist does that. They will check on the person. Let me see what this person does. Your first song, when I heard it, even up to now, because I remember that song, like when I first heard it, I thought you was Buju back to that verse. I know a lot of people said that.
Yeah. I grew up on a lot of Buju too.
So is Buju like one of your heroes in reggae music, because you are a reggae artist?
Buju is clearly one of my mentors in music. He's one of the first reggae songs that I fell in love with was Untold Story.
Hey.
From Buju,
Yeah.
You know, and I naturally sang in baritone, so it was easier for me to sing any Buju song that I could get my hands on.
Sing one now, because you got the lady in double eight zero number saying,
Yeah,
I can't go sleep until I hear Samini's voice.
She's waiting for your voice.
Yeah.
She's waiting for your voice. So sing your favorite Buju song.
Oh, would I remember now? Like,
Come on now. What is singing?
Okay. Maybe.
Or you can sing.
You put him on the spot, bro.
It's this bare Buju song.
Yeah. You put him on the
Mommy,
spot,
she didn't
man.
want to hear your voice. She wants to hear his voice.
I was backing him up, innit? I was harmonizing for him.
Until story was.
Go bust something for the young lady.
You want me to sing a Buju song? For
Yeah,
them?
or anything, or even one of your songs, like no matter what, even one of your songs.
Well, right now as I sit here, I was just like, taking it easy, not trying to,
Yeah.
sing
Oh, so you're
anything into their
disappointed.
ears right now. So
You disappointed.
You're disappointed in this poor woman.
for those listening to hear me sing, you're gonna have to listen for a little bit more, because I just got into the thing with them.
That's it.
If I give it to them now and they leave us on the radio, that wouldn't be fair. So those who want to go to bed, you're gonna have to wait for a little bit more before
So don't you remember, guys, 07939661061 is the number if you want to speak to Samini right now. You get me? Because I know there's a lot of Ghanaians, especially in North London. We got a lot of Ghanaians around here. There's one day I brought with. You get me?
I know him.
You get me? I told you you know him. You get me? So talk to us about your journey. You love reggae music. That's your idol thing. You won't really call yourself a dancehall artist. So you're a reggae artist.
Yeah, you could say more reggae than dancehall for me. Yeah, because I grew up on reggae, and dancehall came to me easy because it was easier to construct dancehall than to build a good reggae song.
Yeah.
So to me, I wouldn't limit myself really as a dancehall artist or remain as a reggae artist. Reggae is something that I am able to do as well, but I'm an African artist.
Because your catalog says it all. Because I just typed in your name on my computer, and you got songs with Idem, you got songs with you got songs with is it Wizkid. It's like you championed this whole thing. Even what's it called? You got a song with Fuse as well.
Yeah, Fuse is there, Popcorn, Wizkid, all that.
So you're in the UK. You performed at the Ghana Music Awards UK.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
It was wicked because I was privileged enough to see the first edition. I was there, I was a part of it, I saw how it all started, and we've witnessed award shows in Ghana, in other places as well. So this being Ghana Music Awards outside of Ghana, it started off on a slightly shaky note. People didn't really believe in the concept. So for 4 years running, I came and I saw a huge improvement, and I've heard remarks where people watching from home could see that this is like here to stay. So what I would say is big up to the organizers, Alodia Promotions and the rest of them, big up Big Nash Promotions, the rest of them. It was huge, and if they continue like this, then it means that award show is gonna stay, because it's not easy maintaining an award show. One thing is keeping it, another thing is making it credible. Because then if the winners and the nominees and stuff is not representing what's actually happening in the industry, then that's gonna dent the event.
So do you think that we need more, African award shows or even black award shows? Because the way BT and the whole MTV team, they've been opening their eyes and being awakened now, because we've been beating down their doors, and they know not to give us an award the day before the actual live show. And I've been championing that for like the past 7 years, and I was saying to people, why are you gonna take yourself? If you're not gonna be shown live, don't go.
I know, right? Yeah, that's why I would always say big up to the moguls, because when I won the moguls, I went into Royal Albert Hall and I went on that same stage as everybody else, got my plaque.
When was that?
This was in 2006.
Is that the same one when the Marley family was there as well? Damien Marley was there and he performed
Yeah.
Welcome to Jamrock and his brothers and Rita was. I was there. I remember that day. I was there. I remember. I'll never forget. I was sitting in one of the booths. Big up to King Clothing Company for these guys are still doing things. They're gone now. I never forget. I had a grey King Clothing tracksuit on, and I was there. I look like a hoodlum. I'll be real. I look like a hoodlum. I was there.
Wait, hold on. Let's pause this.
Yeah.
You wore a tracksuit
Yeah.
for a awards show.
Yeah, the tracksuit
Wait,
was banging.
hold on. Not to any awards show, to the Mobo.
Yeah, it was banging though. The tracksuit what I had, King Clothing was in the future when it comes to design and whatnot. So I remember that day. I remember that day highly. That I did go backstage, but those days obviously we don't have the phones that we have now and whatnot. Yeah. So I couldn't do much. And I was trying to take pictures on my camera. I was like, but wow.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, big up to platforms like that because when they set the African category up, they made sure that if you win, it's within the main event and you're coming there to pick it up. There's just one category out of all the plenty. But BET also had their ways of how they wanted to let us in. And we also pushed hard.
Yeah, we're in now.
And we're in now because we had to cry out, we had to call foul for, they not giving us the main stage like we should get. And gradually, also because of how vibrant the music keeps coming at them, they had no choice but to let it in. And now it's there.
So I know that you've been nominated for, when I was looking at your, do you know what I'm gonna be real? I was watching your Wikipedia and you said you've been nominated over 16 times. You've been nominated 16 times and you won about, was it like 10 awards or something like that?
Awards, yeah, we won quite a bit. We won quite a bit.
Does it not move you anymore, like the award? It's nothing special.
I was talking about that yesterday, or no, the other day after the award show with one of the journalists. That sometimes I'm more excited for the young acts who have just gotten nominated, who are in the list, to win something. Because I remember how it felt when I won something them days, and I remember the energy it gave me to keep pushing, to keep working. At this stage, I don't think any award would do anything to me personally to add anything to what I would want to do for myself as an artist on stage. A nomination, fine, it's a recognition. But if you want to encourage someone, and I'm in the same category with the person, and the person has done whatever it is that requires that they do to be there, I don't think you should look at me as a big act and have me win over that person just because. I believe those coming up deserve that energy because it's a good pat on the shoulder and it's a good shoot for you to just keep it up because everybody's watching and people actually identifying what you're doing and they're appreciating it by rewarding you. So the more you win awards, the more you go to award shows and get nominated and stuff, you get used to it. It's like flying for the first time and then flying over and over and over again. You become used to the plane.
Tumpan won an award as well. I saw it on his page. So what do you think about his name change?
His
name change.
Has he changed his name?
Yeah, to the drums, right? To the drums.
His name is the Drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Because
it's obviously
the
talking
Talking
drums.
So he's changed his name to the
Do you think it's worth changing your name, or do you think?
Well, it worked for me, but in this case, I changed my name from an English name to a traditional name, and this is the other way around.
Can I ask why?
Because I wanted to stand out. My name Batman was a nickname, but out here it sounded like there was already a brand here in the West that represents Batman. It's across the world. There's that comic character Batman, there's the movie Batman, there's the cartoon, there's everything Batman. So then every time I said my name, I had to say which Batman I was talking about. So I was like, okay then, I think I have to do something about this before international limelight comes in. Just as I changed my name in 2005, the Mobiles came in 2006, and I came in as Samini, Batman Samini then. So then I introduced myself to the world as Batman Samini. And then so when I dropped Batman, they knew this is Samini. Because I couldn't forgive myself to keep explaining to people, Batman, but mine is best of all
mine is
time.
for music.
Mine is for music. So, and then also I wanted, you know, Samini is my last name.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, I thought to respond to my own name would rather mean more to me than responding to a nickname. And then also it makes you have to, by force, be responsible for whatever you're doing because you're representing a legacy. You're not just you. You're representing a whole family, a whole generation. So what you come and represent becomes what you know they live up on. You know. So basically, it was a conscious decision, and it was the best thing I ever did. And that's why I believe that's one of the main reasons why I'm still here.
Okay, so with the Ghanaian scene, like, you know, it's been a bit humble for the past year and a half. But obviously we got like yourself, you got what's it called? What's the name? Bissar. Yeah, you got the Stone Boy, the Shutter, and obviously you got the King Promise, and then obviously you got Sarkodie. Yeah,
of course.
But it's been on a humble tip, you know what I mean? So like, as we were saying about, you know, Shatawale and Stoneboy, like, you know, like a few months ago, you know, they had the awards, and then they had that mad bust up, and Stoneboy pulled out his tool. You get me? Like, do you think, like, obviously they're made up now, but if you was in that situation that, you know, you had a rival artist who's rivaling, and you, like, for example, they know that you're taking it every year. Like, how would you react back? Like what Stoneboy done, took out his thing on the stage, or would you actually carry your tour?
Well, you never know how you would react till you are in a situation, you know. So you know, it was an unfortunate situation, and whoever was, you know, going through it had to react, and I believe they reacted based on how they felt, you know. So end of the day, we give thanks that they've been able to patch up, and peace has, you know.
Because to me, I think it was just the Warren crews, because it was is it BIM and is it BIM Nation and Shutter Movements, because I don't forget, I was coming back from work that day, and I was talking to one of my youngers who's I played this song earlier on, you know, KB Bates, and me and him was talking so highly about it, and it's just a crazy thing that happened, that but it's not their fault, it's their crew. You get me? It's the roadman, it's the street, the street dudes.
People have to be responsible around the artists, that, you know, that's most important. So it was a big lesson to everybody in the industry, and I think I believe people have learned their lesson from it, that you try to keep a certain type of man around you who will not just be yes man and help you to do anything or aid you do things without also thinking. Because if you, the main person, is angry at trying to do something, someone right next to you should be able to calm you down rather than help you finish it off.
Yes, sir.
Because you can't always achieve good stuff in anger and in haste. But as a public figure, you are also able to get angry. So we pray for the right people around us when that anger sets in, you know, because unfortunately for you, you get angry and people want to video that.
Yeah.
You get whatever you want to, people want to video that and share that.
That's the thing,
and that becomes what they describe you as. Unfortunately, if you find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, then it goes against you. So I think we've all learned from it, and we will try to, you know, maybe take a breath or two before we act when we're really angry.
And one thing I need to touch upon, and I said it earlier on, that, you know, I was educated by, you know, legendary Nigerian artist May Severin and her partner, which you should know, DJ Abranti, and you know that from since 2017, the 12th of 2017, he had his stroke. So how, because he's been a force within the African and Afrobeats industry for a very long time.
Salute,
you know what I mean? So like, when you first heard about his stroke, how did you actually feel?
Yo, I was broken, you know, because we know Abranti personally, and we've seen the kind of energy that he's put into trying to get Afrobeat where it had gotten to during when his stroke hit. And around that time, it had all come together finally. It was going down, and he had his show on radio happening, everything was. So I was like, how could this happen at this time in a man's life where everything you've been working for as a genre is now in place, that you actually own a whole movement, that now you're going to have to chill and, you know, deal with health. But I give him big ups for fighting it and, you know, coming out of it. And, you know, we still wish him more strength to be able to finish off with the last bits. But I like the Abrante I see now as compared to when it happened. You know, what we saw from the beginning, there's people that haven't been able to come out of that.
Yes, sir.
So mentally, physically, spiritually, you have to be tough to be able to be where he is right now from what we saw when he actually hit him. So yeah, big up Abrante, more strength.
Yeah, most big up to your brother, because I never forget, like, you know, we're going to go for a break in less than a minute, but I remember when I first heard it, I was in New York City with a client of mine called BM, and we were sitting down, and I got the news, bare people was WhatsApping.
There was an event in New York, wasn't there?
Yeah,
around
that time.
Yeah,
around that time.
America too.
Yeah,
when we had the news.
Exactly. So I was getting like WhatsApp messages, and the first thing I done is I phoned Mate 7, and she didn't answer her phone. I was like, that's weird, because she always answers the phone for me, no matter what, because she classes me like a little brother. Then she messaged me, and she was just crying down the phone, and she told me what happened. I was like, what? I was just so shocked. I said to myself, how can a man who always plays football, who's healthy, he don't smoke, he don't drink, get that?
You know?
So, you know, definitely we have to keep ourselves healthy and watch what's going on.
Just glad that Samini is here today, tonight, you know, representing Ghana. He's been an inspiration to a lot of Ghanaian youths, all these new dancehall artists. He's always been there. He's basically who influenced them, who they look up to. Be what Shatawale, be what Stonebwoy. You know, there's a guy called Sly. He knows you very well. He's not he talks about you a lot, so you know.
Big up Sly, wherever you are.
Definitely.
Big up Sly.
Yeah.
That took me back. That is such a banger. Yeah.
Do you know what? And it's so funny when you listen to it now. It's like you can still play it.
Yeah,
now
you
it's
can
like
still
it's just fresh.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't
People
even think
dance to
that Wizkid was a young boy then. He was just coming up.
Yeah, it sounds fresh. Big up to Kill Beats, man. He always has those Afro beats, man. Yeah.
So you got your new album.
Yeah. For this album,
Untamed.
Yeah, Untamed.
Why Untamed?
Untamed because I've been on road and I've been doing this. This is my 7th album, and I just look at myself as an untamed young guy doing my thing. Because from when I hit the road around 19 to now, it's just I just keep doing my thing, and I've been able to just basically create my own path and just stay in my lane and mind my business. And I give thanks for the gift of focus that I use to just do my thing. So I'm on to my 7th album, and
7th album.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of artists
that can do that.
What can do.
So this album, I decided to do a reggae album because I started off as a reggae artist, but with a lot of Afro influence, because I wanted to be identified as an African artist and not just a reggae artist. So now that I've been able to get that recognition, that everybody knows who I am, I believe I owe my fans a reggae project. So this album was an entirely reggae album, 22 tracks of reggae. So that's where we have songs like My Own, songs like Oba, songs like Rainbow, and I just released another one titled Obra. All these singles off the album. So this is for my reggae lovers. There's a lot of Afro on there too, but it's all reggae.
But, so you were saying how like awards don't motivate you enough, don't really do anything for you anymore. So what would you? Yeah, they don't move you anymore. So what would you say motivates you? Like,
well, unless of course the awards that I haven't got.
Well, yeah. I understand. Yeah. But what keeps you going? What keeps you going? Like, okay, I'm still gonna be doing this. You're a legend.
I think the rate at which the industry grows and how new things are happening every other day and how innovative the young ones are getting every other day, it keeps me excited, because I remember when the internet came in, and I remember how quick I embraced it, and I know what it's done for me now. So, because people that are coming from my age aren't necessarily as active on the internet as some of us. So then that's what we gained from embracing how to do new things. So that's just my way. If I don't know how to do it, I'll allow whoever knows how to do it, no matter how young you are. Let's get the work done. Let's get it out there and make sure it's presented in today's form of presenting entertainment to people. And that's how we've done it.
Wow, that's amazing. I see that you got your children as well. I was looking on your internet. Your family is big.
How many kids you have?
I've got quite a number. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Let me see. What they say?
Social media, internet is giving away your whole life story. Like, see, Bossman, you need to help sort this out with them. It's like social media has like gave you up to the feds.
Yeah, but the internet is being nice to me, so yeah. I think
so is that correct though?
It's being nice to me.
It's being nice
to
you.
Correct.
It's not correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you got 7 albums.
Yeah.
You got a couple kids. And I hope they're not lying on your birthday. Is it your December birthday? You're a December born as well?
Are you December baby?
Yeah, I'm a December baby.
Come on.
22nd.
Yeah.
High five. December baby.
Yeah.
No,
22nd
December
is.
baby.
Shout out to my nephew, Kamari. He shares the same birthday as you.
Oh yeah.
He's a Christmas baby. Well, 22nd.
I have a son that came on my birthday as well.
Wow.
Birthday present for you, innit?
Yeah.
Well, your missus must be pissed, man, because she must be thinking, nah, I have to buy my child a present. I have to, I have to buy my child a present, and I have to buy this big man a
right? That guy just took my birthday from me, man.
Oh, he took your shine, yeah?
Yeah, it's not mine.
So is any of your kids following your footsteps?
They all kind of have a vibe, but you know, every kid will bump to a beat. Every kid will jump to music, so you can't just quickly hasten to conclusion that these guys are musicians.
Would you like them to?
Of course, I'll let them do if they have the vibe. If they want to, I'll let them, and I'll make it easier for them than it was made for me, because during our time, mostly our dads didn't understand. They wouldn't let you go because you have school to deal with, and they've already paid money, so you're gonna have to deal with that. So we're trying to convince them that you're gonna spend some of that time on road trying to dance to beats till people like you. It's not that simple. So they didn't get it. But now I know what to do to make, you know, your child feel free to, you know, get into whatever field that they want to get into as early as they can, so that it pays off. Yeah. Luckily my mom was able to convince my dad to leave me alone early enough to be able to do what I'm doing. So I had the challenge now to come back home and be good. Otherwise, I put my mom in trouble because she had to vouch for me. You know.
So if you wasn't doing music, what would you actually be doing?
I would have been a lawyer or a military man or something.
Military.
Wow.
Yeah. See, if you was a military, I would stay far away. Because I know how those military guys are in Africa. They don't play.
I'll be a military.
See, so he be the guy be like, extorting me for money, yeah.
Would you how long have you been going your dress for?
About 14, yeah, about 14.
14 years.
Yeah, longer than me.
Oh wow.
I started mine in 2012, 2013.
Oh wow! Then you got long hair. You got good hair. Your hair.
That's very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame my mama.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of us do have to trim off at some point sometimes because it just overgrew our age.
Sometimes I look at myself and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have to pay £85 every so often just to get my locks done. Like, why? That £85 that could do me a lot of things over here, you know.
Yeah, so sometimes you just let it grow for some time, you know.
Yeah, that's what I've done before. I went on holiday. I let it grow for like 7 months.
Yeah.
Then I got it done. Then I got it done recently.
You go like, man's going Ross, you know, get out of here. You're saving money.
So we talked about your 7 albums.
Yeah.
You got Untempt. You got, how much tracks you doing? Because I'm seeing like 22 songs.
Yeah, 22.
Who does that? On one album, who does that? 20. See that now? You can break that. You can break it out 2 albums.
That's 3 albums.
That's in it. 3 albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why 22 tracks?
I had done so many like reggae samples and you know, different sketches and stuff that I thought it was time to put out the reggae album. So every idea that I had put down reggae wise, I needed to put all of that together now and just put it together into one package and then add it to my catalog. So if you want to get that my reggae album, it's Untamed. Yeah.
And you got a song. You got the song title was what I'm seeing here. Love You More, Island Girl, Girl's Mine, Boom Draw, Be Easy. What else is there? What else is there on your list?
Oba.
There's Oba, there's my
Oba.
own, there's Old Man's Radio. There's,
What's your favourite song on this album? What would you say your favourite
my
song?
favorite song would be Mokwera. Mokwera is in my dialect from my hometown, and it means traveler. So it's basically talking about going back home. You know,
I like that name. I like that name. So Express, what I've known you since primary school. Why have you not teach me no Ghanaian? You have not teach me not one Ghanaian.
It's the same.
Only thing I know is Chale.
I only know the bad words, so I'm not going to say that.
You know these Nigerians always know the bad words, innit? Always know the bad words.
That's all I know.
Have you got anything to say, Express? Come on, you got a Ghana guy, you got a Jamaican, and you got a Niger, yeah? And you're the only Ghanaian who's in the family here.
Listen, all I can say is that he's my idol, innit? I've always looked up to him, loved his music, always be my
Your family's gonna be jealous now.
Uh-huh.
You better take a picture for your mom.
If I tell them I met him today, they're gonna be excited. They're gonna be like, "Wow, how, when, how's it possible?"
Do you know what we might have to do? On the 2nd of November, we might have to try and fly him back in, and bring him to the christening.
100% to the christening.
You get me? Because he's got a little daughter getting christened on
christening, bro.
It's
an engagement, brother.
Yeah. A traditional thing.
Yeah, combination.
Yeah. So it's a traditional thing. So him and his missus probably made me godfather. So I need to live up to that status.
Expectation.
Exactly. Especially because I've got no kids right now. You get me? So
Hurry up, Magic Man.
I need to find. Don't worry, man. The wife is there somewhere.
You're waiting too long.
In the grace of God.
He's looking for a Ghanaian woman.
You're looking for an island girl.
No.
No, I don't want an island girl no more, man.
No more.
No more. Is there any last questions you got? Because I know Samini probably got to run away now. He's got something to
Go
do.
play that song first.
Actually, I've asked my questions. I was gonna say, would you ever cut your dress?
I don't see that.
No, too much energy in it. Powers. Come on, too much powers. Rasta man.
He's already owning the question like.
You can't ask the Rasta man.
That's what I'm saying. So, well, one last question before we run out. I know we got your fans waiting. I don't know why they're not calling in. 07939 661 061 if you want to call in right now. If you want to talk to Samini, yeah, or that's where you two got the same first name as well. Yeah. Got the same first name. Nah, that's why you know. Okay. Yeah, if you don't want to call in right now and speak to Samini and ask him any questions, call in now. If you don't, we're gonna love you and leave you. We're not gonna go nowhere because we got our friend Endurance is gonna be doing the news for us, and Honey's got some news as well. So what we're gonna do? Seems like no one doesn't want to call. The 88880 number doesn't want to call. No. Okay, she was casting for you all day. You get what I'm saying? Your friends are gonna shine now.
She's doing the listening right now.
So what?
Jesus. You see what you cause?
She said, I'm gonna call today.
I Live Radio, who loves Afrobeats. You are on the phone to Samini. How you doing this evening? Hello.
What number do you want us to call for?
You're live already. You're live.
Hello. Achisa. Hey, love. Nice to say.
Oh, she gone.
Yes, cow.
And then me thinking it's some African number. Then it was just gone.
No. It's not like that. It's not NTN or whatever they call it.
NTN.
She's calling back. She sounds really excited though.
I Live Radio, who loves Afrobeats. You got Samini on the line.
Yeah, hello.
Her line is going. If you don't wanna
Bad reception.
radio, who loves Afrobeats, Samini's here.
I don't know. My life keeps on going. I don't know. I'm overexcited.
Don't put your phone on speakerphone. Leave it on the bed. Because your phone is moving like you're in Africa.
No, speaker. It's on speaker.
Okay. Now we got Samini here. You wanna say anything, love?
Samini, I just like the Obra video. I don't know. I watch it every day.
Thank you. One thing I needed to let this understand the story.
Yeah. It's so nice. The one the win here, you know. It's nice, yeah. And I was at your launching album to the second, but you didn't see me, but just
the show on the streets. Yeah, that's my festival. I'll do it again this year.
Yeah, festival. This year. Definitely, remember.
Matilda.
And it's on the back, back at the Lady of Floor, London.
Sure.
Why?
We do Ghana,
You
yes.
follow your friend is
Instagram, yeah. Alright, so just tag me on Instagram when you're in Ghana and let's know you're in town.
I will.
We'll give you the right passes for the event. High grade.
VIP.
High grade family.
That's it.
Your penny,
That's it. I'm show.
And I'm show, so
Okay, bye.
Bye.
God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Wow, you sound like you made her night.
You made her night.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do for your friends when you go back to Ghana? Because you said about the festival.
Yeah. I mean, I have an annual festival I do, and this year actually happens to be the 5th anniversary. So Samini Fest happens every December, and
Do you get like other artists down as well?
Yeah, I have almost all my artist friends come through to bless the stage, and then I do my, live concert with my band for as long as the fans want me on that stage. And every other December we do this. So this year definitely Samini Fest is happening. For fans across the world who want to know for sure it's happening. So make your way down to Ghana in December and let's make it happen.
So you see when you like go around the world and you perform around the world, so the audience reception that you get, I know you probably say Ghana, I want to say what's your favourite because obviously that's home, but apart from Ghana, what would you say, where's the best reception across that you've performed?
Well, I value when I'm at places where they don't necessarily speak what I'm saying, but they vibe to the music. So those are some of the moments that move me, like when you find yourself in Japan somewhere, or you find yourself in India somewhere, where you know that the only thing that's communicating directly right now is melodies and vibes.
Yeah.
When you get people moving in these areas, then it's a fulfillment. Yeah.
So is there anyone right now that you're looking to feature with?
At this stage in my career, featuring becomes something that you have to, it has to happen naturally. You don't have to chase and force for it, because we've built our legacy as African artists, and then we are out here as the forefront of African artists. So depending on what the other person you're featuring is bringing on board and where everything is going to go, then it's just another day in the studio experimenting on another song where we're all going to bump to, and that'll be it. So for me, this whole 22 track album has no feature. And it's a reggae album. I could have chosen to put Popcorn as my friend. I could have just said Papi, one verse. And one.
Here is Patois.
Yeah, one, 6 extra Jamaican verses from 6 big artists. Definitely, he would have started me out. But I wanted to come and stand out. This is a reggae album from an African artist, and it made it to the top, not just because it needed wings to ride on. It has to be appreciated for what it is. That's why, no disrespect to anybody coming to add something to what you're cooking, but to stay authentic, you need to be careful of mixing. Especially when you're an African doing reggae. You want to stand out. So you don't want to bring too much of the patois inside where you can already speak it. I mean, you can if you, I mean, it's your language, you're black. We speak pidgin. Pidgin is next to patois.
And that's what I was telling people recently, that how the the pidgin is just like the patois, like certain phrases.
You listen to it carefully. It's just the same twist and turn and twine. So it's one same people.
We were talking about that last week, right? That's what we were talking something about that last week. That's what we mentioned something. But do you know what? Like, we was talking and I mentioned him. You're a king. Yeah, I had to throw that in there, bro. Sorry, you had to throw that in there. Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, but it's
all right. You're a king. Apparently, what I was hearing is like if you're not really. It's not like you're not really allowed to do shows in Ghana, but you don't intend to do shows because of your status. Is that correct?
That's not right. That's not correct.
Okay.
I am a king, a chief, because of family lineage and the fact that it came to time that I had to be told my title and which area I represent. That's one side traditionally, but what I'm doing as an artist, I believe I've been responsible enough on stage, so much so that when time came for them to make me king, I was able to merit it. So they told me, what you've been doing so far is so good, and we don't think there's anything that you're gonna do that's gonna, dent what you need to be representing as a traditional chief. So really, the two are two separate things, and I manage it quite well. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When are you gonna knight me, Honey, and Express? We need to be knighted. You know what I'm saying? We need that.
We'll organize
that
proper.
We need that royalty check. So when we come to Accra, to Ghana,
especially for year of return, we need to organize a proper homecoming.
That's what I'm saying. I need a homecoming
for you.
That's what I'm saying. I need that homecoming because I always say to myself, when I go to Africa, I definitely want to go Ghana and go to the traditional houses, go to the doors of no return and stuff, because I've always seen it on movies, I've seen it on documentaries, and when people go there, so like it's been my destiny to definitely go over there. Gavin, I grew up in the Rasta culture. Growing up, I am a Naya Binky baby from birth.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one of my callings, is to go as what the rest of them call it, Ethiopia. You get me? And then go to Ghana. But either or, if I stepped in Africa, I'll be happy. But I definitely need to do that. So if I come to Africa, what will be the first thing that you guys would do for me as a African descendant coming back home?
The warmth that you receive, the reception that you receive is natural. We are more of the type that we're always welcoming people. I'm sure that's the first thing that happened that brought about all of this slave trade and year of return finally. Because if we weren't that open-armed, embracing everybody, we wouldn't have had the situation where guests become masters and then turn the table around and spin it. So naturally, when you reach home, the way your people will treat you, you'll be shocked, because they want you to know that this is home. When you go, come back. Anything you want to do, there's somebody that has an idea that's trying to let you feel comfortable enough to do it and feel good about it, so that when you go, you come. Because we naturally just embrace anything, excuse me to say, foreign, because you're coming back home, but you're still seeing foreign. So you're coming from something that they don't know and they want to know. So that love is ready and waiting for you. And I believe that's the first thing anybody wants, to be able to be comfortable to operate. And that, let me also stress on the fact that there's this stereotype that people believe that when you go home you're going to get ripped off. That's there. But in this smart age, I believe a level-headed person will have to be a little dumb to get ripped off. So you're coming as a level-headed person, business-minded, with strategies and everything to help the motherland. I believe there's conscious people as well waiting for people like you.
Yes,
and they've always been chanting and praying for people like you to come, so their business plan can manifest as well. So those numbers are there, those lots are there, those are the ones that are waiting for you.
So one more question.
Minute, negative.
So one last question before we go into one of your tracks. What would be my Ghanaian name?
What day were you born?
That's it.
think it was your Thursday.
You were born on Thursday.
Yeah, and I bet I already know already, but go on.
That's Yao.
I know. I just waited to see what you say. I just waited to see what you say. 'Cause I know it already. Yeah, that's YAW, right?
Yeah.
See? Honestly, like, wow. Honestly, like, wow. You got any last questions? Because we're going to play one of Samini's new tracks from his brand new album, and we got Endurance with Entertainment News coming up. So yeah.
To the fans out there listening, this is probably me signing out with one of the singles off my new album titled Untamed. This track is titled My Own, and enjoy it. In the meantime, fans listening from Manchester, I'm coming through this weekend. So yeah, if you hear it here, it's official. I'll be inside Manchester this weekend, so we can vibe. Cheers, you know, and to the high grade family out there, give thanks for the support all the time. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being there throughout, you know. And now the album is here, so keep pushing it. To all the fans listening that haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, go subscribe. Make sure you're in there so that you get all the notifications when anything new comes out. Big up, nice one. Big up yourself, Rasmo. You're inside the studio, Jinyamin. Yeah, Jinyamin Foundation is one of the NGOs that are doing a lot of work in Ghana, you know, changing lives for less privileged people. So my version right here represents Jinyamin Foundation, and we brought them into the studio. Big up, Jinyamin. Big up High Grade Family. Yeah. Big up iLive Radio. One love. Yeah.